all my respected spiritual brothers and sisters who have come from all over the globe. Greetings of peace to all of you. And we say in the Brahma Kumaris, Om Shanti. I would like you to repeat after me. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Om Shanti means I am a being of peace. We all wish to experience peace. However wealthy one may be, however many comforts one may have, he may have all the luxuries of the world, but still, if you ask him, what else do you want? You have everything. Do you need anything else? And the answer will come, yes, I want peace. That will be the answer. And we are seeing today that peace has become the rarest thing of all. We may get everything else, but peace has become very rare. Actually, peace should be the easiest thing to experience. But today it has become so rare. Why? Because I'm looking for it outside. And I'm looking for something outside which is not there. It's like looking for a black cat in a dark room, and it's really not there. So how can you find a black cat in a dark room and it's really not there and you're looking for it? How can you find it? Similarly, we are looking for peace and we are not able to find it. And not only not able to find it, but we are also going further and further away from peace. So what exactly is peace? What is peace? Someone was asked, what's the definition of peace? And he said, no war is peace. If there's no war, then there is peace. But is it as simple as that? If there is no war, it is peace? Certainly not. Because even if there's no war, still, I don't think there is peace. Then somebody said that when there is love, happiness, freedom, all different types of values in life. And when these values come, then there is peace. But then again, is peace so far away to attain that only when you get all the values in life, then you will get peace? And then somebody said, if there is peace in the whole world, only then I can get peace. But then, when will it come in the whole world? And for that I'll have to wait so long. I need peace now, right now. And we say that peace is just one thought away from you. It's only one thought away from you. If you think you are peaceful, you are peaceful. No one in the world can make you peaceless. If you think you are peaceful. And the other way around, if you think you are peaceless, then no one in the world can make you peaceful. It's as simple as that. So we say that peace is in your thoughts. And therefore it is said, as you think, so you become. Peace is the state of your mind. And if you can understand what the mind is, then you can experience peace. Mind is thought energy. We think so many things. If for 1 minute I tell you all, please, 1 minute silence. Of course, you will all maintain silence for 1 minute, you won't speak. But then that doesn't mean that you are at peace. Because in that 1 minute, you will have at least 30 thoughts. That's what we say. 30 thoughts in 1 minute. It is like one thought in 2 seconds. And if your mind is stressful, you are in stress, a lot of tension, then it could be like a reverse equation. Instead of one thought in 2 seconds, it could become 2 thoughts in 1 second. That is over 120 thoughts in 1 minute. So you can imagine what is peace. It is the state of your mind. And what is mind? It is the most powerful human resource of the world. We talk about different resources on earth. But human resource, it's our thoughts, it's our feelings, it's our emotions, it's our vision, it's our memories. All these all pertain to the mind. And we say that you are not what you eat. Very often we may say, well, whatever I eat, I become that. If I eat too much, I put on weight and I become heavy. But you are not what you eat. Because if you are what you eat and you become heavy, then you wouldn't dance because you're heavy. But we have seen so many fat people dancing. Are they heavy? They are so light. Although they are fat, they are heavy in physical weight, but mentally they are light. And therefore they can dance. And you may ask a skinny person, a very lean person, please dance. He'll say, no. Because he's very heavy inside. And the heavy person is very light inside. It could be that way, why not? So you are not what you eat. You are not what you do. Many people do so many different jobs in the whole day, during the whole day. Someone may be a managing director of a company, but on a holiday he is at home, relaxed, and he is helping his wife in cooking. He is helping in gardening. He is helping in cleaning. So what is a managing director doing that? I mean, cleaning and washing and sweeping also if the servant hasn't come. That means you're not what you do. You can do so many jobs. You're not what you wear. You're not that. Even a thief can, he can wear very lovely, very good clothes. And therefore there's a very beautiful saying, God made man, and God made man, and a tailor made a gentleman. A tailor made a gentleman. But ask yourself, oh gentleman, how gentle are you? How gentle are you? So somebody may look like a gentleman, very up to date. But is he really gentle? So again, it's your behavior, your attitude, your feelings, your thoughts, and that's what you are. So what is all that? Because what we talk about, what we eat, or what we wear, or what we do, is all the hard part. The hard part. But what about the soft part? In a computer, we have the hard part. The RAM and the motherboard, so many things. There's all the hard part, the hardware. But there may be a supercomputer with all the beautiful hardware, very powerful. But if there's no software, what use is that computer of? Therefore, software plays a very important role, and that's why we have the IT. IT is growing now, information technology, because it's all to do with software engineers. They are needed very much. So similarly, in this body, there is the hardware, what we talk as physiology of the body, the different organs of the body. But then there is a software, and that software is your mind, your thoughts, your intellect, your understanding, your memories, the personality traits of your actions. All that is the software. And we say that that software is really you. And you are not the hardware, you are not this body, but you are a spiritual entity in this physical body. That's why when we say human being, there are two words, human and being. The word human comes from the word humus. Humus means mud, earth. And being is the spiritual part. So you are actually a spiritual part in a physical part. This physical body is made up of 5 elements, we say. Earth, water, fire, air, ether. All these are called the 5 elements. This whole cosmos, this physical world, is made up from these 5 elements. But that's the physical part. And physical part, we say that is the innate existence. But That is what we call as the non-living existence. Non-living cannot give birth to living. It is a living which has to give birth to living. So who am I? I am a living being. From where have I come? Is this world my home? Or have I come from another world? We often say, as Shakespeare very rightly said, this world is a stage and we are all actors playing our respective roles. So this world is a stage and we are all actors. But an actor comes from his own home. The stage is not his home. And he has to play a particular role. And actors play many roles. Many roles. From morning till night, an actor can play many roles. And for that he has to change his costumes. So we say, this physical body is like a costume. But I, the soul, the spirit, the spiritual being, the actor, is playing my role on this world drama stage, having put on this body which is like a costume. And therefore when we say Om Shanti, which means I am a being of peace. Who is the being of peace? This physical body is not the being of peace. This physical body needs action all the time, all 24 hours. The body is in action. Your heart beat is always there. Your stomach is also working. Your blood is being circulated all the time. Even in sleep, this physical body is working. It should not stop even for a moment. Not even for a moment. If it stops for a moment, it is danger, we say. But then still we say, I want peace. Who wants peace? The physical body does not want peace. You know, when a person dies, what do we say? He has been, after his body is then buried, we say his body is laid to rest. His body is laid to rest. But then we pray to God for the peace of the soul. Why do we pray to God for the peace of the soul? The body is already in peace. It is laid to rest. But still we pray to God for the peace of the soul. So just laying to rest is not peace. That's for the body. The body is in peace. But if we talk about peace, it's really peace of the mind or peace of the soul. So how can we experience that peace? Some people say that, I don't think I will get peace in life. I will get peace only after I die. You know, some people say that. And then they say, oh God, please call me back. I don't want to live in this world. I want peace. Because they think that being in the body, you can't get peace. You have to leave. You have to go back to God in order to experience peace. But we say, no, you can experience peace whilst in the body too. Because peace is not just absence of sound, or absence of war, or absence of something. Peace is an energy. Just like we talk about light. Light is an energy. Light is not described as absence of darkness. You know? Light is not described as absence of darkness. Yes, darkness you can describe as absence of light. Because darkness doesn't really exist. It doesn't have a source. But light has a source. And therefore, darkness can be described as absence of light, but light cannot be described as absence of darkness. Just like heat. Heat is an energy. Cold is not an energy. And therefore you can describe cold as absence of heat. But you can't describe heat as absence of cold, you know. Energy is something which is very positive. And the negative side is when that energy isn't there. And therefore when we say peace, it's not a negative statement like a not negative definition, absence of or no sound is peace, no war is peace. You say no. Just as war starts in the mind of man before it comes on the battlefield, no war on the battlefield has started just like that. First it must have come in the mind. So just as war starts in the mind of man, so too peace starts in the mind of man. It starts in the mind. It starts with a thought. I am peace. And therefore, Om Shanti, the word Om, is supposed to be the first word uttered. Om. And that word, it is actually a word of 3 alphabets. That's A, U and M. 3 alphabets, A, U, M. And A, U, M literally means that is me. That is me. And what is that which is me? Shanti. Shanti means peace. La Paz. So I am peace. Which means that I am that spiritual being, an embodiment of peace in this physical body. Now when I understand myself as a spiritual being, a spirit, a soul, a spiritual light, an entity which is never created and it never gets destroyed. I am eternal, immortal, imperishable. I was never born and I will never die. This body is born, the body dies, the body grows, the body can get burned because of the different forms of matter. If I put my finger in the fire, definitely it will burn. If I put my finger in water, definitely it will become wet. If I take a knife and cut, definitely it will be cut. But for the soul it is said, it can neither be cut, nor can it become wet, nor can it dry, nor can it burn. It is eternal, immortal, imperishable. And we add more, eternal, immortal, imperishable, indivisible, and invisible. These are 5 terms which we give to the soul. That means it has come down since eternity. It's not that somebody created the soul. Some people say that God created the soul. Well, if God created the soul, then who created God? Some people question that also. Who created God? If somebody created God, then who created that one who created God? And spirituality tells us that three things are eternal. They were never created. And they will never be destroyed. Science believes only in one of the entities, matter. Science will say matter can neither be created nor destroyed. It can only change its form from one to the other, but total sum remains the same. So when we understand this definition of matter, but then the other definition of matter would be it is always changing. Matter is never constant. It is always changing, though it is eternal, but it is not constant. Even this wall, I may see it as a wall, but inside the molecules, the atoms, the electrons, the protons is always in movement. And something which is in movement, will always change. See, the child is born till death. How the body is changing. They say every 10 years, all the cells of the body change. And therefore we can say childhood, youth, adolescence, middle age, old age, the body goes through that. But I am the same. An actor can play many roles, but his identity does not change. So we play many roles, but our identity is always the same. And what is that identity? Supposing I ask you, who are you? You may tell your profession, or you may tell your nationality, you may tell your religion, you may tell your language, whatever. But is that going to be constant? Today you may have one nationality, tomorrow you may take up another nationality. Today you may have one occupation, tomorrow you may leave that occupation and take up another occupation. And even in one occupation, one day you will retire, and you'll have to put in bracket, High Court judge, Supreme Court judge, but retired. So everything is changing, but the identity is the same. So who is that me, I? Who am I? Actually, we have two types of complexities. One complexity is the superior complexity, where we have the pride or the ego of our possessions, of our profession. The ego is there. I am this, I am that. Our name, our form, our talents, we say I for that. But then when we go to worship, what do we say about ourselves in front of God? We say, oh God, I'm a sinner. I'm a sinner. I have committed so many sins. Please forgive me. So in front of God, I think I'm a sinner. In front of people, I think I am this and that. But who am I? Just think over. I'm neither the two. So we give you a few minutes to think over. Who am I? Just think over. Understand yourself, your identity. So who am I? I'm neither the body, nor am I the role. My identity is, I am a spiritual being, the child of God. And as a spiritual being, I am an eternal, immortal, imperishable, indivisible, invisible, spiritual entity, a point of divine light. And as a spiritual entity, which was never born and which will never die, I now become aware of my true self. I'm actually that entity which is an embodiment of all the virtues or values I am aspiring for. When we say, I want peace, actually, I don't get peace from outside, but I am the embodiment of peace. I have to awaken myself. We are sleeping in the slumber of ignorance. When we become body conscious, we experience ourselves to be in that superiority complex, and we feel that all these things of this world, they are mine. But actually nothing is mine. Even this body is not mine. When I came into this world, I was not even having this body. And when I leave, I will have to relinquish my body here. So when I can't even take my body, then where's the question of taking anything else? And that's why it is said, you have come alone and you will go alone. For the body, it will be said that from dust thou hast come, to dust thou shalt return. Whatever has come from whatever, that it has to go back to that. So this body has come from the 5 elements. This body has to go back to the 5 elements. But for the soul, it has come from God. It will go back to God. So we go back to our origin. The body will go back to its origin. The soul will go back to its origin. And this world is a stage where we have come to play our roles. So my identity is that my original nature is peace. Just like you see in nature too, in the 5 elements. Why are they called nature? Because each of the elements has its own nature. What is the nature of water? The nature of water is coolness. However much you may heat up the water, you may boil the water, you may make it into steam, but after it condenses, it will become cool water. So that's its nature. You add heat to it, but then the heat will go out. It doesn't stay hot forever. It'll become cool because that's what its nature is. So nature of water is coolness. Nature of fire is heat and light. If there's no heat and light, it's not fire at all. The nature of breeze, air, is moving. It should move. It should go on. Sometimes we say, oh, there's no air. Why? I'm not getting any breeze. Because it's not moving. So we can see that all these 5 elements, they are called nature because they have a particular nature. And one can go against the other. Fire will burn the water, water will burn the fire. It's like that. But then I am above all these 5 elements. I am the master of these 5 elements. Just like a driver drives a car, he's the master. It's up to the driver what speed to take the car in, to drive left or right or front or reverse. He's the master. So these physical senses, they are actually like the vehicle. They are like an automobile. They are supposed to be under my control. Therefore, when we speak about the body, we never say I. We always say my. My eyes, my nose, my ears, my mouth, my hands. So something which is mine is not me. I'll say this is my glass, but I'm not the glass. Sometimes when there's pain in the body, we say, oh, my whole body is paining today. So my body, again we say my body. This indicates that I'm not the body, but the body is mine. So who am I? Socrates, Aristotle, Plato, they were big philosophers. They too repeatedly asked, who am I? Who am I? And I have forgotten myself. There's a very good example we give of Vivekananda. Vivekananda, he was a great guru of Bharat. The first day he went to his guru, Swami Ramakrishna Paramhans, he knocked at the door and the guru answered from inside his house. Here he asked, who are you? Who are you? And Swami Vivekananda, who was only a law student at that time, his name was Narendra, he said, well, this is what I have come for, to know who I am. And when he got this self-enlightenment, who am I? He could become such a great saint. He was only an ordinary person. But how did he become a great saint? Because he awakened himself. So when that awakening comes, we realize, who am I? Buddha. Buddha was a prince. He was in his household. But he got enlightenment. What is that enlightenment? What does it mean? Enlightenment and became a Buddha. So enlightenment means awareness of the true self. So when I say I am peaceless, actually I am not aware of my true self. But when we say Om Shanti, means I am that which is peace. So peace is my original nature. But how do I lose my peace? When I forget myself. It's so easy to lose peace. The moment we start getting negative thoughts, we lose our peace. Just like white clothes, they are so white, we have to be very careful. We should not spill anything on white clothes, because if we spill, then that color will show. So we have to be very careful. And therefore we say every soul is pure in its original nature. Therefore whenever we go to think of something negative, something impure, immediately we feel very guilty inside. That guilty consciousness is felt. Why? Because that's not my true nature. It's not my true nature. Anger is not my true nature. Love is my true nature. And the beauty of all these qualities is that they cannot be got on asking. They have to be given. I am an embodiment of love. I don't need to ask someone for love, but I have to give love. I don't have to ask anyone for peace, because I am an embodiment of peace. I have to share peace with others through my thoughts, my words, my actions. And the beauty of these qualities is that the more you share with others, the more it increases in you. That physical wealth, if I have $100 and I give away $50, I will have only 50 remaining with me. But this spiritual wealth of peace, love, happiness, bliss, spiritual power, what you call is willpower, the more we share with others, the more strong we become in them. Happiness shared is happiness doubled, we say. And if I can share peace, it means with my thoughts, I think of only positive thoughts. In my words, I speak only positive words. Words of appreciation, words of love, words of joy. Then my happiness increases. My peace increases. If I am able to really give happiness to someone through my actions and the blessings I receive from that one whom I have helped, these blessings increase our happiness. So we say happiness is not on taking, but it's on giving. I get something and I'm very happy, but next moment I will want something else. My happiness after getting one thing may not be lasting because I'm now looking for something else. I get that and then my happiness is just momentary. Another moment I'm looking for something else. So my happiness is not lasting. But truly, my happiness cannot be taken away by anything. It is my original nature. I am an embodiment of happiness. And how do I experience it? By becoming aware of that. So it's an awakening from inside. I am a peaceful soul. I am an embodiment of peace. I am a happy soul. And no one can snatch away my peace and happiness. Peace or happiness does not come from objects. My happiness is with me, and whatever I do with happiness. Happiness is not at the end of the journey. It's not that if I be there, if I'll go there, I will get happiness. But happiness is during the journey. I have to do everything happily. I have to do everything in peace. Anger is not my nature. If somebody gets angry, he may get angry, but how long can he get angry? He cannot get angry for long. Maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes, he can go on and on and on and on, that anger. After that, even his body will not accept that anger. He may get a stroke. He may get a heart attack. It can happen. Anger, even the body can't tolerate. So, my true nature is peace. And how do I experience it? By becoming aware, I am a peaceful soul. And instantly I become peace. Om Shanti. And then 3 times peace. I am a peaceful soul. And my abode from where I have come. Because this world is a stage and we are all actors. We are all guests on this world stage. We have come from a home, the soul world. And that world is a world of peace. So don't say to God, oh God, give me peace. Oh God, I want to come back. I don't want to live in this world. But I mentally go to that world, an infinite world of golden red light, beyond the 5 elements. It's the 6th element of infinite golden red light. And I belong to that peaceful abode. Just like you are here physically, but mentally you can travel to your home from whichever country you have come. It took you maybe a few hours to reach here, but If you go mentally back to your home, it will take you only a second. Because the mind travels so fast. Therefore, it's not physical. Mind is spiritual. But the mind has so many thoughts, but all the thoughts are not brought into action. Because above the mind is the intellect, the decisive factor, which decides which thoughts to bring into action. So many thoughts can come in the mind, but the intellect is the one which decides. The intellect is like a sieve. It rejects the negative and accepts the positive. But that is possible only when I am soul conscious. But if I am body conscious, then I will not reject the negative, I will accept the negative. Like, for example, tolerance, patience. These are great values. But the one who is body conscious, the one who is egoistic, he will say, no, tolerance is cowardice. Tolerance is cowardice. A peaceful person will say, no, tolerance, patience, these are great values. So the difference is, because if someone is body conscious, he does not give value to values. He doesn't have patience, he doesn't have tolerance. He will say that is cowardice. No. We say tolerance, patience, these are such great values. And it's true, so true that if I don't have values in my life, then my life also is of no value. It may seem to be a bitter truth, but it is a truth. If I don't have values in my life, then life also is of no value. If I have no peace, no love, no joy, no sympathy, no feelings for others, no cooperation, no tolerance, no patience, then life can become a burden. But life is a blessing of God. And how will we make it a blessing, not a curse, but a blessing? It will be only when we have these values. And how will these values come? They cannot be taught. I can't teach you peace, but I can become an embodiment of peace and give you vibrations of peace. And immediately you will become peaceful. That is why it is said, values cannot be taught. They are caught. They are caught. Children learn from the values of their parents. Whatever the parents do, children learn that. The parents may not even teach anything, but they will learn what the parents do. And therefore the parents have to be very, very careful what they are doing, because the children are watching. If I'm angry, I cannot tell somebody to not get angry. He'll say, but you are also getting angry, you know. So if I want to teach someone to not get angry, I have to be in peace. And when I'm in peace, I will not have to tell anybody else, be in peace. My peace will reflect, and that one will also be in peace. So this is how we understand the self. This is the soundless word, Om Shanti. And somebody, I will conclude, when somebody, asked me, but sister, supposing I get very angry, I'm in an angry state, how do I overcome anger? And we tell them, just go within, tell yourself, Om Shanti, and you'll become peaceful. Can you do that? Om Shanti. Say, Om Shanti. Sometimes we chant this or we say it, in a longer way. We say, Om. Shanti. Immediately you become peaceful. Okay? And how do you go inwards? I'm a soul seated at the center of my forehead, where they show the third eye, this is the seat of the soul. And I am seated here, and I am the master of my senses. If I don't want to come into action, I can just withdraw. Have you seen a tortoise? A tortoise, how it spreads its limbs, hands, feet, head, when it has to walk. When it doesn't have to walk, it just curtails its limbs, becomes like a hard shell. So I may not be able to do that, to curtail my limbs and put them in, because it's a skeleton of bones. But I can definitely withdraw from the pull of the physical body. Just like I have put on clothes, these are detachable. They are separate from the body. So too this physical body is also like a costume, clothes. And I can just become detached from the body and be aware of the self at the center of the forehead as a point of divine energy, peaceful, loving, blissful. I am an embodiment of peace. And immediately I go into the depth of peace and experience that peace as a power. It's a power, it's an energy. And when I get this energy, I can transform myself. Even in a state of turmoil or chaos, if I'm in that peaceful state, I can gradually help that atmosphere to become peaceful, because I am in my peaceful state internally. So I don't have to ask for peace, but I have to just become aware of my own nature, my true self, and experience that peace which I am the embodiment of. It is my true nature. So come on, let us practice it again for a few minutes. I will give you a little commentary and we can experience it. This red light which we switch on is a reminder to us. Just like when you're driving, you get the red signal, it's a reminder, stop. So stop all the worldly thoughts. Stop all the worldly attractions. And another meaning is, it is our eternal home, the infinite world of golden red light. I belong there. And in an instance, with my mind and intellect, I can fly. My wings are my mind and intellect, and I can fly to a higher region, another dimension beyond this physical world, in the world of infinite golden red light. And as a point of light, a soul in that supreme abode, in total silence. Experience. All my respected spiritual brothers and sisters who have come from all over the globe, greetings of peace to all of you. And we say in the Brahma Kumaris, Om Shanti. I would like you to repeat after me. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Om Shanti means I am a being of peace. We all wish to experience peace. However wealthy one may be, however many comforts one may have, he may have all the luxuries of the world, but still, if you ask him, what else do you want? You have everything. Do you need anything else? And the answer will come, yes, I want peace. That will be the answer. And we are seeing today that peace has become the rarest thing of all. We may get everything else, but peace has become very rare. Actually, peace should be the easiest thing to experience. But today it has become so rare. Why? Because I'm looking for it outside. And I'm looking for something outside which is not there. It's like looking for a black cat in a dark room, and it's really not there. So how can you find a black cat in a dark room and it's really not there and you're looking for it? How can you find it? Similarly, we are looking for peace and we are not able to find it, and not only not able to find it, but we are also going further and further away from peace. So what exactly is peace? What is peace? Someone was asked, what's the definition of peace? And he said, no war is peace. If there's no war, then there is peace. But is it as simple as that? If there is no war, it is peace? Certainly not. Because even if there's no war, still, I don't think there is peace. Then somebody said that when there is love,